Hello all. This is my unit plan. I'll just be walking you through this PowerPoint here. The title is State of Being. My name is Jenna Covington, and this unit plan is designed for grades 7 and or 8th. So, getting started here. The rationales and goals. Students will be exploring new programs and applications and how to use them to create meaning. Students will be focusing on one's awareness on the present moment through art making. Students will be learning new mechanisms to improve their mood. Students will have the chance to reflect on their self, taking accountability and learning how to improve the way they feel and make others feel throughout the day. This is all important to teach in middle school because a lot of the students are encountering strong emotions and mood changes brought on by puberty that are foreign to them. It is important to be able to cope and manage themselves through awareness and utilizing techniques that work best for them. Some of these techniques can become a part of their everyday life or used as needed, such as deep breathing exercises or meditation. The big idea of my unit plan is mindfulness. So defined, mindfulness is a mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations used as a therapeutic technique. So a lot of the time students are encompassed by digital technologies and social media. We all know this. This is visible through the constant use of cell phones and iPads among the youth. They are affected by what they read and see constantly, whether it be a sad video about an environmental problem that is shared or a happy photo of a kitten snuggling a mouse. The range of emotions that a student endures throughout the day can be variably intense. This unit plan uses a mixture of digital and traditional methods to create, and it is designed to increase awareness of the present moment and self through art while also providing new efficient methods of creating, coping, and relaxing to help manage negative feelings. So my goal here is really to provide students with tools on how to cope with some of these new and foreign emotions. So the essential questions my students will be encountering: how can increasing your awareness of self improve your and others' physical and psychological well-being? What form does an artwork take when we represent our present state using artistic methods, both traditional and digital? The key concepts. Students will learn about digital methods of creating multimodal artworks with visual layers of meaning. Students will learn about how traditional artists during Expressionism used art to express their emotions, such as Edvard Munch, Van Gogh, or Pablo Picasso. Students will learn about contemporary artists such as Marina Abramović, I spelled that wrong, I apologize, which creates performance art from mindfulness, and Fern Jacobs, which creates non-objective baskets inspired by emotion. Students will learn about contemporary digital artists such as Andrew Jones, or Android Jones, which creates a self-portrait each day for 1,000 days using programs such as Corel, Painter 12, Photoshop, which is also spelled incorrectly, my apologies, CS5, and ZBrush. These portraits guided his self-discovery each day. Students will learn new methods for positive management of mood, such as Zentangle, meditation, or deep breathing. Students will explore with layering and combining multiple different traditional mediums. Students will learn how to use the application Adobe Draw, the website moodscope.com, and parts of the program Adobe Illustrator. They will also be utilizing Weebly.com and iMovie. Objectives. Students will explore the idea of mindfulness. Students will be creating digital and traditional art forms representing their state of mind at the time of creation using new programs and applications. Students will reflect on their own works digitally and conversationally during critiques. Students will reflect on others' works digitally and during discussions. Students will explore the juxtaposition of digital representations of present moods randomly versus representations of present mood after meditative practices. Students will be recording the evidence of learning and process of each artwork digitally. Students will be displaying process video and final creations in a gallery setting accessible by parents and community. Prior knowledge. This part is kind of incomplete. I just feel like there's so much prior knowledge going into this unit. You guys don't really have to comment on this section because I'm sure I can try and make it more completed on my own, but if you had any really great ideas of prior knowledge that they're using once you learn all the lessons, let me know. So students will use prior knowledge on how to express different emotions to others. Students will use prior knowledge on basic functions of the iPad. Students will use prior knowledge on how to use artistic materials while also exploring new materials. The varieties of materials will be used during demonstrations. Students will use prior knowledge on critique structure and artist statements. And students will use prior knowledge on how to talk about their artwork. So for critique structure and artist statements, I've installed in my curriculum document, my unit plan document, an area for students to review or learn more about critique and artist statements if they have forgotten or never learned. Just so you know that. So artist exemplars. Here's just a few of the exemplars. Usually when I am presenting a lesson to students, I end up going beyond this and pulling in, I just think of new things that could work with this. So you guys have any other ideas of artist exemplars, let me know. There are a ton that have to do with mindfulness. So just a couple. The Scream, this painting, reviews how the artist feels at this moment in time, anxiety. So that goes hand in hand with this lesson. Fern Jacobs' Heart Dance, this basket sculpture she has created expresses an emotion, her feeling, romance. Van Gogh's Starry Night he expresses himself in this painting and spirituality, etc. Pablo Picasso's Self-Portrait Facing Death. This is a very emotive self-portrait that I want them to look at. Here's some of the references down here. Let's pull it down. I have 2 videos I'm going to show them. If you guys can think of any other videos, let me know. First of all, Marina Abramovic, the artist is present. This is just such a great example for this lesson because it's all about being mindful and aware of the present moment. It's a performance art, and this is a video that basically explains this performance piece. I also will be having excerpts of her TED Talk shown in one of my tutorials for my art assignment, as well as maybe sporadically through the lesson. I'm not sure yet. Also, this video on Andrew Jones' 1,000 Self-Portraits video. It kind of explains how he did that. He made a new self-portrait every single day. A lot of them were digital, some of them were traditional, and it just kind of gives the students a visual of what that looks like to create so many of those. Okay, so a preface for my lesson. I know I'm at 8:30 here, so I'm going to try and blow through this. Each day there are questions to ponder, through discussions, etc. Photographs, videos, other digital recording methods will be used to document the process. Representations are meant to be approached with an open and creative mindset. Students are encouraged throughout the lessons to experiment beyond the prompt. Students are assigned cleanup roles. Students will be using different and chosen supplies each day. Smorgasbord will be set out each day, but students may request other materials included by instructor. So these are just kind of some of the things that Amy asked us to comment on. And yeah. So lesson 1. First of all, this lesson overlaps with lesson 2 because most of it is done outside of the classroom. So, using the application Adobe Draw, students can document their current state of physical and mental well-being at any moment. This moment can be determined by a source of inspiration or a block of free time, enabling them to sink into awareness of the self. In this lesson, each student will make one drawing per 2 school days. This means one will be due Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, and Wednesday. This will give the students 4 drawings to work with on Illustrator at the end of the unit. Each drawing will need 5 layers, at least 1 photo and 1 drawing. The rest can be decided by the student. Students will turn in each drawing on Adobe Draw to their Weebly page with a corresponding reflection on the process and content. The student can then comment on at least one other person's creation. So resources, I've made the Adobe Draw tutorial, which is on Notable. Also, they'll be looking at some artist exemplars. Just a reminder, photographs, videos, and other digital recording methods will be used with their iPads, which hopefully they have in the classroom. That's kind of what my grant is about, my grant proposal. And they'll be documenting the process of their creation in the beginning, middle, and end. So lesson 2. The second lesson will be about mindfulness and coping. Students will experience a different mindfulness activity during each class time and create a corresponding artwork using different forms of media. For example, students will undergo 10 minutes of meditative silence. Students will then create representation of their current self. So there's lots of resources for this one. Among those is guided meditation, breathing exercises. There's a mood documentation website that I want to show them, the TED Talk, in the art assignment tutorial. Lesson 3. Using Illustrator, students will create a visual representation of the juxtaposition between Lesson 1 and 2 using creations from both. Adobe drawings can be uploaded directly to Adobe Illustrator, and photos may be taken of reflections on meditative, mindful practice and utilized. So this is shown in my tutorial of how you can upload to Adobe Illustrator. I still need to create a guided tutorial on Adobe Illustrator. I have yet to do that. So that is something I need to finish for that. Formative assessment. We'll have classroom discussion, individual discussion, artist journals, documentation of process, Weebly.com, responses and posts, and in-progress critiques. And lastly is summative assessment. There's rubrics, one for each lesson. I will hopefully have an example of these posted for you guys later. My rubrics, I like to have a section where the student grades himself and then where I grade the student also. So it's kind of a different type of rubric. There's a digital portfolio, which will be their Weebly, and then a video process, slideshow of images, video, and voiceover using iMovie. So this is my digital assessment right here. And I was kind of curious whether you guys think I should make a new tutorial. Well, my tutorial on my art assignment kind of shows how to use iMovie in this way, but I think I will need to make a tutorial specifically for how to make the video a process, because there's things I didn't discuss in the art assignment tutorial, such as voiceovers. So that's it. Thank you so much for listening.